going to be the teams here. It's going to be aSh versus White Clan. aSh not doing great so far, as you can see they're 0 for 3. And White Clan did have a bye week, so this is their third game. But let's actually make sure that pauses. I just loaded up the replay at the same time. And let's have a look at what maps we're going to be seeing today. I know if you've just been watching the first series, you do know what we're going to see. This is for the benefit of the viewers of Elon's stream and also the overlay. What do you call it? The VODs even. We're going to start with Grand Line SE in set 1. Set 2 is going to be on Pathfinder. Set 3 Gladiator. Set 4 Polaris Rhapsody. And set 5 Grand Line SE. Now let's see what games we're going to be seeing today. It's going to be Goody versus Bai to start us off. Tear versus Stussy in the second game. Indie versus Telecom in the third game. And Mindflayer versus FAMASE in the... or FAMAS2 in the fourth game. Let's actually quickly have a look at the players who are going to be starting us off. It's going to be Goody versus Bai. Now Bai is a Terran player for White. I know he has played in some of the White Clan leagues and everything. He seems to be a pretty decent player. Of course, he is Korean. Pretty much everyone on White Clan is, minus Behemoth and I believe, well, Behemoth Telecom, and technically me, I'm the foreign caster. But it's going to be a really cool TVP coming at you. Goody, of course, one of the older players, but it's not going to be Goody playing. It looks like it's actually going to be Baal. So I'm going to quickly update the overlay after when we go into the game. Maybe Goody didn't show up again, so that's a bit unfortunate, but at least they did substitute. So we did get a player, but here we go. Let's actually head on to the map they're going to be playing on. And it's going to be New Empire of the Sun. We've had a couple of TVPs, but they didn't record properly. So I need to go back and make sure I update all the database, all the correct information. They're going to be a lot of fun. Really cool map for TVP. Was in the STPL 2010, and we did see some very, very good maps back then. So let's not waste any more time. Let's head on over to the game screen and let's get started with the series. I'm going to have to obviously update the players. But I can do that once it starts, so let's get going, guys. Okay, let's make sure I've got the sound on as well. Starting us off in the top right position, we do have... actually, I just need to quickly hide the other bits of the overlay while I fix it. We're going to have fighting for aSh. It's going to be Baal. And his opponent down here in the bottom right position, it's going to be the debut player for White in this series. It's going to be Bai. Now, one cool thing about Bai's name, of course, is it is kind of cool to say bye to your opponent. My initial username that I'm not going to reveal here, but basically it came up from an idea that I'd be telling people to do something. I can't remember what it was even. But it was cool in my head at the time. Unfortunately, it wasn't that cool overall. But you know what? There's not really too much I can do about that. But let's actually quickly bring up the overlay. I know the overlay is still missing. So let me bring that up now. Everything should be up to date. Don't need that one. Yeah, there we go. Baal versus Bai. I'm going to update the overlay a little bit going into week 5. Just after a few little things from Sham 2. Now, of course, we do have a fairly standard opening. And Eskia does know what my old username is somehow. I don't know how, but the difference between New Empire of the Sun and Old Empire of the Sun is the ramps are a little bit wider. I believe this choke is a little bit tighter, and maybe even a little bit wider. I think you could wall it off with one depot before. And they actually, I think, added this ramp here. I don't believe this ramp was in the original version. But we do have a gateway first into gas for Baal. Are we going to see gas here for Bai? Yes, we are. He's going to be going for that all-important Zealot wall-off. Now, one thing you can actually do, as we'll see in the Protoss choke, you can build a depot and a barracks there, and tanks can still get past. I have no idea how. It's just one of the really cool map features, but looks like Baal doing a pretty good job with his Scouting Pro, pulling back when he can. A story time with... Oh my god, story time with Eskia. Oh, there we go. Okay, it looks like we do have the scouting SUV. Gonna go completely straight to the top left. Gonna scout cross first. Does give him more of a chance of seeing the probe leaving the base if he did scout a little bit later. So really nice by him. Looks like we are going to have the core coming up here. Probably going to have one gate with range, possibly into some tech. Now, of course, going into the STPL, basically, White were pegged as like the strongest team in the entire tournament. And you know what? So far, they've not been the strongest. They've done a very good job. Of course, they are in, I believe, the top 5 teams overall. But they have lost a week. They are not infallible. IRK actually took them out, I believe, in week 2. I guess you'd call it an upset, but of course, White have decided to. I mean, a couple of the White players can't play. One cool thing about being on White is Mind is a member of White, Shuttle is a member of White, and so is Bess. And due to other tournament commitments, they couldn't actually play in the STPL. But it could be possible that against the game versus Seoul, we could see a couple of those players in the lineup. They are in the lineups overall, so it is possible to field them. Seoul, one of the other favourites for the tournament so far, but IRK really doing a good job with their team. And here we go. Looks like we do have the SCV mid around. Going to scout the Citadel of Adun. Very important scout. Going to make it a little bit harder to DT rush. He's actually going to see the second gateway as well. So this is a very important scout for Bai. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly what his opponent's doing as well. And here we go. The SCV going to get away with 2 health. Interesting, the Dragoon doesn't go to scout for that. Now it looks like we do have Bai going for a Vulture first. Going to go into Mines very quickly, and this is going to allow him to be, a little bit more aggressive. He does have that ability to move out onto the map and do a little bit of damage. Forward Mine as well, going to make it a lot harder for these possible DTs, which don't seem to be coming. He's actually going to skip out on DTs and move into Robo instead. Now, of course, that is a risky play without the Templar Archives. That's the main bulk of what you're actually going to build. And here we go. We actually have a bunker rush coming into full effect here. Building a bunker quite far back. Wants to make sure he doesn't die to any DTs or anything pushing out. And he's going to move into the base with the Marines and the Vultures. Is this going to be enough? With good micro, Vultures can actually micro down Dragoons, but unfortunately doesn't look like that's going to happen. Really nice defense of that by Ball, actually. Are the Marines going to be able to get back into the bunker? Looks like they are. A huge mine going off, though, getting 2 of the Dragoons with 2 mines, and this Dragoon lives to tell the tale, but barely. 1 health, 1 shield. What a absolute baller, as we would say in the UK, but what a really cool guy. Gonna survive that mine hit, gonna live another day to warn his buddies that there are a lot of mines out there. But Bai is going to use this opportunity to move Vultures in. He knows he's cut down the Dragoon count, and he should be going for speed very shortly if he's not got it already. Doesn't look like he's got Vulture speed, but you know what, I can never really tell. I'm really bad at telling the speed of units, but making nice usage of his SCV up here to repair the Vulture. Going to make it a little bit more annoying. Of course, before Baal can move out, he's going to have to get this observatory. He's going to go into a 3rd gateway, and of course while this is going on, we do have the 2nd base going up completely unhindered. 4-Bai could even see a 3rd base coming up very quickly here, and I almost feel like Baal is playing a little bit too scared of everything out here. There's like there's 4 Marines in this bunker, so that's a decent amount of damage. But of course, when he has everything else, we do finally have the Templar Archives coming in. But it looks like he will finally push out. Does he not have Dragoon range? Oh man, he actually loses one of the Dragoons. I don't think he's got Goon range. Either that or he just misclicked, but can he get it? Looks like he's going to move forward. He's going to try and... He must have Goon range, right? But that doesn't look like range to me. But here we go. The bunker is down. Bai doing a really good job pulling back all of his units and his SCV. Doesn't want to really deal with anything, but here we go. Looks like we do have the Siege Tank actually taking out a mine that was blocking a bunker going up. Gonna move his Marines back from one bunker to the other, doing the old economy trick of investing in bunkers. Really nice usage of those 100 minerals there. They are static though, they can't move, and without any units in they can't do anything. So please do not nerf them, Blizzard. I know like with StarCraft 2 the bunker got nerfed at least about 10 times. Looks like we have about 4 gateways for the Protoss player, only 2 factories for the Terran. And I mean, Bai is doing a really good job making sure he doesn't leave anything to chance. I wonder what's going to be in this drop. Is this going to be DTs? I don't think it's going to be High Templars, but look at this Marine placement. Going to be able to see this here. We actually have a turret coming in as well to help defend against this. I kind of don't want to click on the shuttle because I don't want to show what it is. I want the suspense of like the old Pro League casts. But here we go. Looks like the shuttle's coming in. What's he going to drop in the base? Please tell me he's not going to drop on the Reavers or anything. But here we go. It was DTs. I think that must have been a mine, right? Yeah, I think a mine went off and killed all his Marines, but he did lose the shuttle and the extra DT as well. So really, really nice defense by Bai. And this is going to allow Bai to add on a lot of factories, and that looks like what he's going to do. He's going to add a second and third. Are we going to see a third and fourth? And he's going to add a fifth on as well. This is going to make his timing push even stronger. He did a lot of damage to the Protoss player early on. Baal is only now getting his base at 8 minutes 30 into the game. And that shuttle was, of course, a relatively all-in maneuver. Not really too much he could have done there. Really, really nice defense by Bai. Of course, Bai using the defensive ability of the Terran race to its maximum potential, dropping mines by the turrets and everything. So really nicely done there. Looks like we do have an observer. I thought that was going to be a shuttle trying to take a very quick, cheeky third base. I'm not going to really be able to do too much. We, of course, do have the 4 gateways now up. Finally going to be able to start producing out of all of them, given the fact he is now on 2 bases. But with these factories coming in, Bai is looking to end this with a timing push. Interestingly, not going to go with four sets of vultures at a time. He's going to add on that second machine shop, and it looks like he is going to go and take that third base. Because he is going to build an extra missile turret here. He does need to be careful. Of course, he does have limited scans, and there are going to be a lot of DTs out on the map soon. We should actually have one of the attack upgrades coming up here soon for the siege tanks by not really making usage of this early armory very well. That's one thing I could point out about this game. Going to use some scans, going to see if he can find any probes trying to take an extra base. Now, I don't think this actually... This may be tight. But I know definitely before the 1 pylon is not going to be enough. But of course these are building. The vultures are going to be able to do a lot of damage to the shields. Makes it a little bit easier to try and break through by doing this. We do have an observer at the front. Looks like he's going to cancel both the pylons. Gonna lose the probe as well. So a little bit unfortunate for Baal. Things are not going into his favor right now. For the Protoss player, looks like we do have Bai actually scanning the army. Gonna see what's there. Of course, he is still trying to build up units. It looks like he's trying to spread his tanks, but no, it looks like that scan is going to be what's going to make him go and push. Of course, there's going to be an observer here to scout for this. We actually have a Stargate coming up, so it looks like we'll have some Arbiters coming out in the next 3 or 4 minutes or so. And an extra gateway. But I really believe that Baal is going to have a very, very hard time holding on to this. I think this is going to be quite difficult. It may even be impossible. Looks like Bai even sending some SCVs as well. Just making sure to get a very decent position on the map. The observer has spotted this, but it's going to be too late for him to fan out on the top of his ramp. And he is going to be able to put in a position here. Looks like we're going to have an engagement. The Dragoons trying to push him from the top. There's not really that many of them. They're getting baited in by the tank fire. This is not good for our poor Protoss player. And this is just so many mines being laid out the front. He doesn't need upgrades at this point. This is just far too many Terran units. We do have some Storm coming up very shortly, but I still don't think it's going to be enough. We actually have turrets being added on in the back of this push. Just going to make it a little bit harder for the observers to get over the army. And that's a bit of a pain for our Protoss player here. But you know what? He's fought hard. He actually did get set back a lot earlier. And I mean, Baal is going to do what he can do. He's 50 supply behind. There is now 5 tanks constantly producing. I'm actually going to wait on some tanks there, probably waiting for some extra gas. Maybe saving up for a base. But here we go, a lot of the units being taken down. I think he's actually pushing through mines at this point. He is. But it doesn't really matter. Let's actually zoom out just a little bit. It's hard to catch everything on screen. And here we go. Looks like the last remaining units of Baal are going to go down. Bai was never really forced to do too much, and GG, smiley face, is called by Baal, and that is going to be a very clinical end to our first game in the series.